Film 360. How are you doing?
All right.
Good, thanks. So, are you pleased with this year's nominations?
We definitely are, yeah. It's always exciting, very exciting to get it out there and for everyone to hear what everyone's been doing, really. All the film watching, over 200 films this year. So yeah, it's exciting times.
And is there a particular film on there, or one of the films that you're massive fans of, or are you a fan of all of them?
There are always personal favourites, but
Of course.
that's not our job
your
to
job,
say.
yeah.
And every year there's a personal favourite that doesn't even get in, and we always say that this is a really good sign of where British independent film is at, because there are films now falling off the list. We're not struggling to find 5 films to nominate. There are films that could just as easily be there. So it's a good position to be in, but it is sad sometimes.
You've chosen such a variety of films to show, different genres as well, so that must be pleasing to be able to do that.
Yeah, I mean, we never know how it's going to turn out.
I think it's difficult.
Yeah.
It's difficult for our members when you have got such contrasting films.
And it is a blind ballot. It's not like they're strategically sitting there saying, if we do this, people are voting from their hearts, and what comes out is a true view of how our members feel.
And of the jury this year, how did you go about choosing those?
Gosh, it's a long process actually, because it's really important that we get across all departments as much as we can. So we've got a dialect coach and actors and directors and producers and musicians. So you start with that big wealth of talent that we can go to, but then we've also got the problem that a lot of our talent is also in the films that are submitted, and we can't have a conflict of interest, so you have to wait till very late in some cases. So yeah, we're very happy with what we've ended up with, but it's a long, tough process, really.
Yeah, definitely. So when you started the British Independent Film Awards all those years back, did you ever dream that you'd be able to get to this point and you'd be inviting all these stars and being able to nominate these films back then?
I think it's just grown. It's felt like it's grown very naturally. That there never really was a point where, certainly for me, that you knew where it was going. So in a way, each year is just the next year, and then so often you think, ooh, it's becoming important. It's a bit like the award. The award we've just had commissioned by Swarovski from Fredrickson Stalag. That came at a moment when our members were saying to us, this is really important. We've got to have something that really stands for something unique and so on. So I think things kind of fall upon us and we suddenly think, okay, this is where we're at now. We just get on with the job. And
it's very dependent on the industry as well, because the industry, as the industry goes up and down, it's very on the films that come in. Some years you just have this. I mean, this is a really great crop of films, and actually I'd say has been. But there used to be some years where maybe not so many films were coming through. But we've been very fortunate with the amount of talent and the number of films that are in making films today, really.
So initially, what was it that provoked you about British independent films to start with these awards?
I think it was the industry as a whole felt that the BAFTAs were no longer catering to the British film industry. Not that that's wrong in a way. Actually, what they do is we complement each other. What BAFTA does is bring the spotlight to the UK. It gets the world looking at the UK, and what we do is then push up those films from the UK. So I think we complement each other really well.
Excellent. Yeah. So just briefly.
No.
Okay, cool. So just briefly going back to the new award that you got, how did that come about? And the new design of it, I presume you're very pleased with it.
Again, it was our members saying to us, it's time for something. Members, recipients of the awards, people involved with the awards. Jared Harris, son of Richard Harris, about 4 or 5 years ago, came to us and said, it's time for you to.
I think it was our 10th anniversary was, say, 2007.
Yeah.
People started talking about it a lot. And then Swarovski came involved with us from about 2010, about then. So actually it's been about 3 years working with Swarovski, coming up with ideas and proposals. And so it's been something that's grown to what it is now. So for us, it's been in the making for a long time. So to finally, hopefully they arrive.
Yes, from Austria. They get made in Austria. So
that'll be good.
I don't suppose you could say this, but the 3 remaining awards, can you give us any inclination who might be receiving those?
Well, the special jury prize is in the gift of the jury, so that is yet to be decided.
Yeah.
And the other 2, you watch this space.
Right, I see. Excellent. And just finally, where would you like to take the British Independent Film Awards in the future and beyond?
I think it's to bigger audiences and to film lovers. The big thing is getting people watching those films, getting people to know about the talent. So in this country, people who love film, getting them to the cinema to see these films, but also abroad, spreading the word.